Welcome, 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 or welcome back. I'm Goddess Dawn. It is still Saturday night in LA, and it's what is it? The January 25th, 2020. What's going on? I see Miss Kim doing her thing. Thank you for being here, sis. Aisha Stockton. Hey to you too. So listen, this is not a planned live. I just decided to hop on here for a few minutes. Let me know if you can hear me though before I get going. Please, please, and thank you. Let me get a bell or something. Kim, can you hear me, sweetie? Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so listen, there's a lot going on, not only in the world, thank you, Aisha, but on YouTube specifically. These YouTube streets, it's going down. It's a lot going on. And to be very honest with you, I am not all caught up on everything, but I do get intel from my people, you know. And I heard some things tonight that surprised me, and I'm gonna have Miss Kim. You're gonna call in on that because you're the one with all the details. But I just want to make it known that I hope everybody's really being mindful of their own kinetic energy, because when you're out here in the world in general, it's a lot going on, and you're collecting things that you don't necessarily need to bring home with you. But when you're at home and you're in your own space and you're on social media, YouTube specifically is what we're talking about, you really want to just be mindful of when you do listen and take things in, that you're not taking it all the way in. Hey, Tune, how you doing, love? Hope all is well. Good to see you. Um, so yeah, you just want to make sure you're being mindful of what you're taking in and how much of it you're actually absorbing. You can hear things and even engage, but you don't necessarily have to drink it all in. You know what I mean? To where it's just going into your whole system and it's waking you up in the morning. It's becoming a part of your fiber. You know what I mean? So that's why for me, it's just been a really good, I guess, transition for the new year for me to just ease out of, the entanglement of the R. Kelly situation. I'm going to start calling him Rico Kelly, by the way. I think we're going to rename him Sylvester. He could be Rico Sylvester, or it could be, Rob Rico. You know what I mean? But yeah, that RICO Act has got him nailed down. And I think a little homage needs to be paid. So let's see. Just a little update. Your boy had court on Wednesday. I'm sure you guys all know by now. He wasn't there because apparently he had a medical procedure. What I'm understanding is it's a hernia or double hernia is what I also read or heard somewhere. We can maybe get Miss Kim give us a little more on that too. And so he was a no-show due to the medical procedure, and that sounds like it's something serious. But I'm just wondering, do they plan on these procedures being coinciding with his court dates, or what? So I'm just saying that because I think one of his past court dates, he had the toenail issue. He's had several issues, honestly. And I do personally feel like he was already sick before he went in. He has different things going on with him internally. And I'm sure, life, as great as it probably is for him in there without having to deal with all the madness out here in the world, he's not doing well medically. I do not believe. So let's see. What else happened? Yeah, so then some information came out about an attorney who brought an envelope in marked legal to get past authorities undetected, and he's basically getting letters smuggled in. I don't know. There's rumors, and I don't know if it was stated. Miss Kim, you might want to call in because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it was Nicole, the attorney Nicole, who did that, or who did what, but that's some unscrupulous legal business right there. And whoever is responsible is hopefully being held accountable for that. I hear a lot of things going on, and I don't know if I'm seeing that anybody's being held accountable at this point. R.I.C.O might be being held accountable might be the only one right now who's being held to task, but he has 20 something years to make up for, so we can't be mad at that. Oh, it was Nicole Becker. Okay, so allegedly, and I don't even think she's still on his legal team. I would hope she's not even practicing anymore. But if Nicole Becker was responsible for smuggling that information into him, she got to go. Period. So, what else is going on in the court here? I have some notes. The prosecutors raised allegations, to combat the defense's request for the identities of those two unknown witnesses. They're saying that jail is not stopping R.I.C.O. I'm calling Sylvester R.I.C.O for anybody who's just now in here. I think this is Kim. Hold on. You gotta turn me down, boo. That's a huge delay. I can still hear me. That's a huge delay, though. That's a really huge delay.
Oh, yeah, it is a huge delay.
Okay, hold on. Let me wrap this up. Yeah, I can still hear my background though.
Okay.
Hold on one second. I'm just while you get that together. So what I was saying is that the prosecution says that jail is not stopping him from breaking the rules, breaking laws. Giving examples of staffers
Yeah.
complying with him and his requests, using their phone, getting those smuggled letters in there. You know what I mean? I don't know how much of this is orchestrated by him. I feel like he's orchestrating all of it, to be honest with you. And that goes to all the YouTube drama that's going on also. I have been saying this for the longest time, that a lot of these people are on the payroll. A lot of these people are, if they're not coerced into doing this just by the sheer will of wanting to meet this man at some point, if they haven't already and maybe are holding to some type of obligation, then they're beholden to the payments they've received or some type of exchange, quid pro quo, if you will, is happening for people to put their own lives, safety, well-being on the line to defend somebody with mountains and mountains of evidence against them, video, all kinds of stuff, digital footprints, you name it. I went through the discovery on a previous video. You can go check that out. But what I'm saying is, for people to put themselves out there publicly, face and all, to defend this man with all this stuff going against them, there's something going on. There's something going on. So, Miss Kim, what insight do you have on this, if any? Welcome, by the way.
Okay, and I'm not able to see the chat, so just let you know. Is this better though?
Yes.
Okay. So what I found as far as like articles and information on the news and major outlets and stuff is um, I did see DJ. I call him DJ Panhandling.
No
He went live
names.
earlier.
We ain't calling no names out, but
Oh, my bad.
we're just doing blogger ABC, and they can figure it out.
Okay, blogger A, you know, the low man told the beginning. I've seen people
Hey, Mimi.
use like followers commenting, threatening Azriel and saying Joy would be next. I saw that like this morning. I did see a few people send me things on Instagram far as followers, with like weird names, to like Tiffany Hawkins, Lanita Carter. I'm not sure if they're bloggers with just different names or if it's actually fans, like super fans of R. Kelly and supporters. But if they're like taking it too far,
so you're saying they're harassing the witness,
yeah, witnesses and
witnesses.
victims.
Okay.
Yeah. I did see, a blogger go live, of course, threatening to, they see the witness or victims, what they're going to do, their families and stuff. Now, I did see the breaking news Wednesday that R. Kelly didn't appear in court because of, at the time, it wasn't just a medical procedure. But they said that the prosecutors did respond to, I guess, Greenberg's motion from the 9th about allegedly Nicole Becker had visited R. Kelly. She smuggled, I don't know if it was one letter or two or more than one letter that was supposed to be, I guess, to intimidate and to threaten a potential victim or witness. Because I guess when you're an attorney, you don't get checked. And then allegedly he used a guard's cell phone, thinking, I guess, that they were buddies and it was okay. The phone conversation with him on the three-way was recorded, and the prosecutors had the proof and evidence when coercing and, telling people what to say if they get questioned by authorities. I don't know who's supposed to be on the three-way call, what witness or victim, and there's like he's still pulling strings from inside the jail. He had a hernia that was emergency, and they said that he was taken right back to his cell. Greenberg made a big thing about he can't play basketball.
Oh, please.
It's just like, I think that he's trying to stall. He to me, he's doing this mess with this, like he did the first trial, do all kind of public distractions and stuff, and I think he jumped on board with social media, whoever he's linked to, these bloggers are calling in, going live or titling their videos saying, oh, R. Kelly called me, or he sent a message, or the attorney told me to do this. Attorney said, Kill say that. It's like, even if he didn't say it, they're going to look into it like, oh, really? So you're a handler or enabler.
Okay, wait. Let me stop you. Kim, hold on 1 second, sweetie.
Yes.
So I have to address the chat. Let me first address Mimi. She asked, where have I been? Have I been staying out of the craziness? And the answer is yes. I've been living my life.
Hey,
And
Mimi.
yes, welcome back, Mimi. Thank you for asking. I mean, it's only been about a week since I posted. People email me and stuff like, where you been? What's going on? And I'm like, I typically would only post twice a week anyway. So it's not like I think it's just that I'm not talking about, I'm not in the fray. That's what it is. And I'm not trying to be. I've made it very clear. I've said, start with my New Year's Eve video and go from there as to why I'm not involved in the mix like I was previously. And that's not my intent anyway with this channel. I'm trying to untangle myself in a sense, but there's still news happening, and I'm going to continue to cover the news that happens with the situation. I'm not going to just abandon the whole topic and throw it all away. You know what I mean? Preston. So Preston, you coming back here. Hey, Ceylon, you coming back here with the drama. And I thought we had, made a come to agree to disagree situation with this. I'm not gonna, you saying I'm not impartial because of Angelo and whatever else you're saying about him, and you're saying grown man. They're just as tainted. So before I delete you and get you, I'm gonna have to block you, boo. But I'm gonna wanted to just address you before I do it, because you can't come over here and just demand me saying certain things and being a certain way towards people and this and that. You just can't do it. So, with that being said, I don't even know if I can do it. Tahira's here. Thank you. Welcome. I got Kim on the phone, so Kim can't be moderating right now. So Tahira, I'm gonna need you to have our backs if you can. The situation with Preston, he has an issue apparently with Angela, a grown man, and let me tell you this, I'm out of that. I'm not in none of this, and I'm not bashing no one. I have nothing to say about anything on that situation or whatever he's even talking about. To be honest, I don't even know what his deal is with them. So, but because I don't know, and because I don't know, it's really why I'm not going to say nothing on it. But JG Huncho said we're all about to die from coronavirus. I saw that coverage about that too. That's my point. Is that there's a lot of things going on in the world. Um. Okay, hold on. Heavy hitter. They're messing with the Claries and so-called Mr. Dr. R is on documentary spreading disease. His disease. I have no. Okay, I'm lost. Okay, look. There's a lot. There's a lot going on in the world, y'all. And this virus that's this mentioned here is one of them. Deadly things. You see what's going on in politics. The Trump situation. I talked to y'all last time about the alien, whole alien unveiling they're gonna try to do. I'm serious. Don't think I'm crazy. Mark my words. But aside from that, the R. Kelly situation is an important one. It's important because we have victims out here. We have people out here suffering behind people who are not doing the right thing. We have people out here abusing children, girls, boys, whoever they can get their hands on, it seems, and without any accountability. So the fact that he's in jail facing what he's facing, he has 3 trials scheduled for this year, maybe another one coming. And it's important to watch this because, yeah, Weinstein too. I'm not going to leave him out. The Me Too movement got a hold of him, and he's now facing trial also. He's in trial. He started his trial this week, I think, was the opening arguments. So, with that being said, it's important, but it's not the most important thing. Okay? We have so many other things and people who need caring for and looking after and need, attention. This thing has a lot of attention, and for some reason, people want to make it about them. People who are supposed to be, I guess, the people who want to defend him, it somehow hasn't even, it's not even about him no more. That's what I see. That's what I'm hearing. It's about these people. And if you guys want to support that, that's on you, but don't get mad at other people because they don't. That's all. Like, you do what you do. It's all good. Everyone wants, you want to support somebody for just, coming on and spending a day with you, then do that. But don't be mad about it if somebody else don't want to do it or whatever. It's not, it's become, it's to me that the whole thing has gotten away from the main topic, the main source of all of these issues. And at the helm of it, he's still, to me, pulling strings where he's at. And he's falling apart at the seams from toenail to tooth to this to that. And that's called karma. That's called God at work. People want to put God on his behalf. But it's really God is in this on our behalf, on the people who's suffering's behalf, those people who have real faith in the I don't want to say the real God, but I want to say God, our Father, our Creator. You got to specify which God as well. You talk about God, you better ask somebody talking to you about God, and you looking how they moving, and it's funny to you. You ask them, what God you talking about? You got to have them specify. All right, so off of my soapbox. Go ahead, Kim. So, okay, you were saying. So let me just recap, I think, what you just said previously. You said that, and you said this is from a newscast, or where'd you get the information that you were telling us?
I seen it from Chicago Sun-Times.
Okay.
I seen it on the blast.
Okay. So this is online. So this is about the bloggers who or super fans who are harassing the victims and witnesses from the actual cases. Lanita Carter being one, Geronda, one of them.
Yes.
Lisa Van Allen.
I did see somebody say mean things to Javante and as well as Tiffany Hopkins on Instagram. Like
Okay.
I've seen like comment followers, people saying mean things, you know.
Well, they've been saying mean things. I think for what I understand, it's getting worse. Good night, Ceylon. Yeah, I know it's late. I just hopped on here just to get a couple things out. Being lazy, not finishing a video I did on Friday, or I'm sorry, on Wednesday. But
I just, it's sad because they're threatening, like, they're really disrespecting and threatening families, especially Mr. Clary and Mrs. Clary and Mr. Grown Man, and I think, and his family, and I think it's wrong, and that's coming from bloggers and R. Kelly supporters and followers, because I have commented and defended both of the families, to people saying, don't come at them. And of course, it's not going to help because I can't fight the world. Um, it's just sad that the victims and the families are getting harassed. And then people are just taking it too far. I mean, you have these people like the Savages. It's like a mob people was waiting when she got, they're trying to talk to Joyce.
wait. Before you go there, so Joycelyn had court on Thursday, right? For the I don't know if it's assault or for the case that Azriel filed on her, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to put that out there. That's what we're talking about. So you're saying when they went to court that people were there waiting on them to attack them?
Yeah, they were saying people were yelling. I saw it on TMZ and I read the article and comments.
This guy.
People were
Tahira.
saying that they wanted to push them, like not let them leave Chicago. They're not welcome back. People were encouraging that Joy ignored her mother and father and sisters, and they hope that she never speaks to them again, and good for her. I just didn't know how that was a celebrating moment. It brought tears to me, and I just, I can only imagine. I don't know. I just don't know. And then for Chicago to not have protection for the family, or for, and to let a lot of stuff go on, it's a bad look and it's terrible.
Well, yeah, I think that it's getting worse because things are looking a lot bleaker, probably, for him with the extra indictments that came down. Aaliyah was brought up also, I believe, again, about using that as a pattern of a behavior for him. And I feel like there's probably more out there to establish that pattern of behavior, even than the people who are actually witnesses and on paper who are actually involved in the case. And so this thing is still, the wheels are still turning on it. So let me pause real quick because something's going on my screen. I had to deal with that Preston guy who came back. I don't know if Tahira is taking care of that, but we need to get him out of here. You said you can't see your chat, so let me just get back to this. Oh man.
Everything's okay?
Yeah. Something's going on. I was just making sure. Am I still? And y'all still hear me?
I can hear you.
You on the phone?
Of course.
Right. I'm like on the phone. Okay, here we go. All right. So yeah, let me ring a bell too. Dang.
Oh, I got a bell too.
You do?
Yeah, it's gone too.
Yes. That's how you do 2020. We coming in with bells.
Yep.
So heavy hitters. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Heavy hitter. When did he switch over to the P? I don't think he was P Hive. I think he. Hi Lola. What are you doing up? I think he has something against Angelo and Larry specifically. I think that's his thing, and for some reason, he wants me to. I don't know what he wants me to do, but he's mad at me now because of it. So whatever that is, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to say. We're
troop warriors over here. We're goddess and queens and stuff. We're not doing that.
That's right. Yeah. You can fight your own battles, Preston. You don't need us to do that. I know we're warriors and all, but we pick our battles carefully.
And not only that, it's like don't be disrespectful.
That too.
Like have respect and no negative. We're all about positive. We've been going strong for what? Now it's over a year. No. Mm-mm.
Lola says she's been missing me. See, I miss y'all too, but like I said, I was just here a week ago or so.
But you know what? When we love you so much and protective of each other, just each other, period, a few days will seem like a few weeks.
Oh, that's sweet to say. Well, you know what, and I feel the same way. That's why I actually came on. I was like, it's late, but I didn't feel like editing this video, to be honest. I did a video about him going to court and all this stuff, and every day is something new. So, it takes me a long time to do those videos. I'm like, I'll just hop on live, talk about it. So we're right now, we talked about the fact that he had court on Wednesday. He wasn't there because of his hernia or medical emergency. And I feel like he's just falling apart. You just, from the toenails to the teeth to the, all kinds of stuff is going on with this guy. And I can't say I'm mad at that. I'm not wishing nobody no ill will or nothing, but at the same time, with all the pain I know he's caused, and I'm saying I know, I'm not saying alleged, but I'm saying I know. Be mad if you want to, but this is what happens. You cause pain, you get pain. It comes back. Like, that's what you put out there. It's a boomerang. It's like a boomerang effect. I know you guys know this.
Right.
It shows up in different ways. It's not going to show up exactly the same way as you did it to others, but it's going to come back. You're going to feel the feels.
Oh, yeah.
So they brought up about how they feel like prosecution is who I'm talking about. Apparently brought up in court that he, his patterns of behavior are so that, this is working up towards his bond reconsideration that's coming up next month. I think that all this is going to come into play when that happens too. I don't see him getting bond at all.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
They could chop that up.
Yeah, that's a waste of time. Why? That's a waste of court. But they did bring up the wedding to Aaliyah, 15-year-old Aaliyah, as being part of his pattern of witness tampering too, saying that the only reason he married her was because that he didn't want it to get out. I guess that he was afraid that him having sexual relations with her. Well, no, let's change that. Raping her. That him raping her was going to get out and cause him to maybe get arrested. So he married her. I personally feel like the pregnancy situation was the reason that triggered that. Because I think that we talked about the fact that she was pregnant. I don't know. There's two different stories of whether she had the baby or versus did not, versus whether or not she aborted, which, like I said, let the girl live. If she did have a daughter, I don't feel it's in her best interest for that to be publicly known.
Oh yeah.
With the harassment that we're talking about that's going on, specifically from people who are platform owners. They're content creators, and they are, I guess, spearheading people to harass these victims, like Lanita Carter. She broke my heart. Her story on the Surviving R. Kelly Part 2. I really, really felt for her. I felt for everyone, but I think maybe that's the first time I really heard her speak and heard her story. And whether or not she was 24 versus 14, it's hurtful for it to be treated that way.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm just reading my notes. It says, go ahead.
My personal opinion, I don't understand why they won't arrest or prosecute these people, whether they're attorneys or not. I mean, that's a big no-no to be like, is it really worth it? And then to allow the victims, like, it's proof. I mean, they see it. They see people that actually try to act on these threats towards witnesses and victims, whether they're a fan or whether they're a handler. And I don't know if that, to me, I think R. Kelly know what he can get away with in Chicago. And that's why he's fighting hard to just talk through video, TV, and wants to stay there in his comfort zone to fight his cases. But I don't think they're gonna let him stay when he comes to that New York. I think they're gonna fly him out, whether he got it told or not, early or not, stifling, stiffling, whatever he complaining of, and they're gonna make him go to that Brooklyn judge face to face. Ain't gonna be no more video talking.
Hopefully not. I think he should stand in court. He needs to show up.
Yeah, it just looks like I'm gonna stall. I'm not gonna appear. Oh, I gotta go. It's gonna be some medical. Oh, like it's like, come on now.
Well, the defense team, R. Kelly's attorney, Greenberg, of course, they denied the fact that he poses a threat to intimidate and coerce anyone while he's locked up. Of course, they're going to say that.
Yeah.
The whole time I've questioned his legal team, both New York and Illinois. I'm talking Anton and Greenberg. They seem very slimy, unscrupulous.
Oh yeah.
Don't to me seem like they're working in his best interest, which is neither here nor there for me. As a matter of fact, I actually appreciate that in them. But the hamming on camera and talking to these YouTubers and just I've like I mentioned before, I've called Greenberg myself and he picked up, talked to me like I'm just an old friend. Texted me on another occasion also, and didn't miss a beat as far as time goes. He just texted me right back and asked him a question. So with that said, like he doesn't know me from a can of paint, but yet he's giving me information and he's talking to me. That to me is just questionable. They want to talk about moles.
If it's a gag or they say you cannot talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Evidence or nothing about the case. They was court orders from I'm assuming the federal maybe authorities, and he goes running right out of them doors straight to the news reporters and people on the street taking pictures. I mean, this just don't make no sense.
Well, it's a circus, as we've determined. So with that, you have your ringmaster. That's Sylvester or R.I.C.O, as I'm gonna call him R.I.C.O now, because that R.I.C.O act got him pinned down, got him pinned to the mat. So.
Oh yeah, that's big business. Mm-hmm. That ain't
Yeah, so we're gonna pay that R.I.C.O act homage, and we're gonna call him R.I.C.O Kelly. R.I.C.O Kelly.
I wrote it down.
So, I would think this is from the Tribune, the Chicago Tribune, and they said that Kelly could face trial as soon as April. Well, he does have an April date set, and I think it's the Illinois federal case. And they saying could, to me, I'm a big, I'm all about words. When they say could face, that's leaving room for a change to happen. Because when I looked at the last filing from Greenberg and the stuff that he was requesting, as if he never got it, it was asking for a lot of discovery things. And from what I understand, they haven't even picked up the discovery.
No, they didn't. I did see a glimpse footage of the judge, the prosecutor telling the judge that he hasn't even arranged the schedule or day or time to even get it, let alone go over it or nothing. It's like if he wants them to do the job for him or something, and he's making excuses. He's acting like, oh, we can't put together a defense strategy and then this and that and the third. Well, if you get on your job and stop humbugging around and bug dancing in front of these damn cameras and stuff, maybe you could put together your strategy and you come at it.
Well, you know what? It's a game because they're probably just told to stall tactics.
Yeah.
Tahira, Caesar Garcia, he can go. Thank you. So, What was I gonna say? I lost track of mine. Oh, so yeah, it's all to me a whole stall tactic. That paperwork that I saw um, filed on, I think, on January 9th from Greenberg, asking for all these things that they already should have received. When I was reading it, it was like, well, you should have this already. And they were asking for other things also that, like you said, he was asking the prosecution to do his job, asking for certain information, like, do these, they want to know what witnesses, what type of diseases, disorders, whether they're alcoholics, have they ever had this, have they ever had a ticket, basically. He's asking that from the prosecution when you supposed to be digging up that stuff on. You want them to tell you all the dirt on the witnesses? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's something. It's bad. It's like them no more. Just hey,
I'm gonna have to print that document out. It was a lot in there, and I wasn't planning on going through it. But now that I think about it, thank you, Tahira. Let me give you bells, girl. Now that I think about it, there was a lot of things in there that's pretty relevant. Um, I guess in my effort to try to move out of this sector, I'm shedding a lot of things, but I guess I should really look closely at the things before I decide not to discuss. So maybe I'll come back with that midweek. But yeah, we just wanted to come on. I was talking to Kim on the phone actually, and Kim is always not only a breath of fresh air, but also a breadth of information. She always has a lot of stuff that she's looked up and read, so I decided just we could jump on here. Let me see what Lola's talking about. Wow, y'all ever thought Greenberg came about possibly by an unknown entity to bring Piss Boy down? His apparent incompetence towards his client. I agree, Lola. I totally agree with you. Yeah, you got that bell. Kim got her bell going too. I agree with that, Lola. But who are we to tell to snitch on them? If that's what they want to do, then he's been in this since for the whole time. He's been in this, the whole past year. So, and that's the other thing. I think I had heard complained about is that Greenberg is kind of playing gatekeeper to R. Kelly when other people might be trying to get to him. So sounds like Sylvester Rico Kelly has gotten himself into a little pickle if that's the case on his own accord. He set his own web up, and now he's caught in it. Yeah, he does seem very incompetent. I mean, I'm really curious. Is he actually a lawyer? I mean, I guess he is because they're allowing him in court and all that. But I mean, it is funny. Some of the things when you think about it, it's like a joke. So yeah, if I supported Sylvester or Rico, if I supported him, I would be hot. I would be upset too, but I couldn't support somebody like that. But I'm just saying, if I did, I would definitely be questioning his legal team, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, again, I would never support him, so that wouldn't be the case. But if there was somebody else, I would say let's put someone else in those shoes. If there was another person fighting for their freedom who I believed in, who wasn't up on child porn, rape, abuse, and all these other things with videotape and all this stuff to boot, then I would definitely try to make noise for them on behalf of, on them for their legal ineptness and all that. I would be trying. I would definitely try to help them. So I don't know. Tahira, Goddess Warriors, love y'all so much. I'm only blocking or deleting if you tell me to. Yeah, she's only doing that because I'm asking her to do it. I don't play no games when it comes to that. I'm not soft when it comes to disrespect. You want to come in here, be respectful. That's all. We can communicate. We can agree to disagree and all of that stuff. You don't have to agree with me, then come in and state your facts. Ask your question. But don't come in here saying dumb shit because that's just going to get you deleted or blocked or whatever, however that works. What's the point of coming in here disrespectful and getting deleted and not getting heard? That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. Speak your piece. And being an adult, we have what you call an intelligent conversation. Hello, a real one. I'm not bothering nobody. If you support R.I.C.O and you don't like what I'm saying, which is what I'm saying, what we're talking about is in the news. Like, I'm not talking none of this blogger gossip and all this behind the scenes stuff or whatever this other stuff that's going on. That ain't what I'm dealing with over here. So, but yeah, if you have something to say, just be smart about it and actually speak intelligently, like a actual sentence, a paragraph, or a question. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that being said, I think it's even time to end this. I just wanted to hop on here, throw out there what was going on this week. What did we miss? I feel like we talked about way more on the phone, it seems.
I still pray for Joycelyn. I
Definitely.
pray for all the victims and the families.
Yes.
It will break my heart, especially how they're just harassing. And I'm saying that one family is more is better or more priority next because all the victims and families are priority and they shouldn't be harassed or threatened at all. Period. But it burns me up over the name that they're saying to women and the daughters and kids, and that I have mad love for Azriel and respect, and you know it's just I don't know. I'd be ready to fight. Disrespect. The things they say is crazy, and I know it's dumb. I'm like, okay, they just retarded. But then some of the things that they say and do is serious, and it's out of line. It's like, stop it. Just stop it. And to see a mother hurt and cry, and none of that no mother and father love. And then they think, just to say meaningful things, and they're allowed to make videos to say all these meaningful, hurtful things. And you try to defend and say something, or even on the victim's behalf, or you can say you relate to being manipulated or, being raped or molested, and then it's like they come at you. And it's like, I respect your opinion and everything, and I'm just letting you know what's the fact. You can't comment on me. I'm talking about what's in black and white. And then,
Right.
then it's, we're the bad guys. And it's just, it just don't make no sense. It really don't. I pray for them every day. They're all around the world. Use case any victim around the world
Absolutely.
because it don't make no sense.
Well, I think that's the answer, honestly, is prayer. Thank you, Lola and Mimi, for the donations. I appreciate you guys so much. But yeah, I think that's the bottom line. I think everybody just needs to be held up in prayer. I think I'm sending love out to everybody on a regular. I feel like it's very important to keep in mind that aside from all of this stuff on YouTube and this and that, we're all human beings out here. We're all, facing the same struggles. They're out here trying to snatch our humanity, people. Wake the F up. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Look at all the things that are going on in politics and everything. You got to look at you got to read between the lines. I mean, what's being blatantly put out there is not necessarily what's actually happening. There's a lot of things going on. You got to protect yourself, your children, your family members. Just be mindful and conscious and stop falling into the traps and the webs of all the distractions, I guess you could call them, out here with this drama that's going on and these people who are making themselves bigger than the actual topic itself. There's there's things just to be mindful of that can keep you better protected than if you don't mind yourself and mind these things. So just stay conscious and just understand that spend some time with yourself. Get off the grid for a little while every day. Sit and take some breaths and just listen to the wind. If you don't hear nothing else, just try to connect, I guess you could call that, connect with spirit, connect with God, and listen to the guidance. Oh, thank you, Lola. You're welcome. Yeah, off the grid. And that's what we about to do right now. We're going to end this. But I appreciate you guys for hanging. It's super late. I just, like I said, impromptu jumping on here. And I definitely will be back. I'm coming back, trying to just navigate these rough terrains. And I'm just, minding my business, also living my life. But I appreciate everybody. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Hit that like button. Let me know you're here in the comments and the replay if you're going to catch that. And love you. Thank you, Kim, for calling in and for all of your support. Also, sis, you know I love you. And
yeah, I love all of you too, and thank you. And I think we're gonna be okay.
We definitely will.
Look, have each other's back. You know, we fix our crowns.
Oh yeah, the crowns are on.